robot is best of show, and you will meet him. Plus, more action from the Robo Olympics. It gets crazy in there, folks. And, of course, it's Thursday, time for the TSS LAN party. Plus, Leo with a great tip of his. Live from the Tech TV studios in San Francisco, it's the Screensavers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Screensavers. I'm Patrick Norton.
And I'm Kevin Rose. Thanks for joining us on the Screensavers. This is the show that keeps you in close touch with the coolest stuff happening in the world of technology. And all week long, we've been bringing you cool robots. I have to say, the robots we have today are by far the coolest ones we had on all week.
Unspeakably cool. It's amazing. We're going to show you some self-balancing robots. Imagine a Segway with no rider chasing you around the room. It's unspeakably cool. Trust me. We're going to show you that a little later on. Plus, we're still working on our robot kits. Plus, we're going to go back to Robo Olympics. We're going to watch some amazing stuff. And tomorrow, actually, we'll show you who finished the robots and how far we get along. I've got an all-nighter. You've got an all-nighter.
I've got an all-nighter for sure.
Sarah's got an all-nighter.
I'm at the Giants game.
Yoshi's done. Well, that's why it's an all-nighter, because after the Giants game, which hopefully will end in 9 innings and not 347, you're going to go home and finish building your robot kit.
That's right.
I don't know. Might be a real long game. Long game.
Some of us are dedicated.
What do you have coming up today, Sarah, by the way?
Actually, I have a really fun non-robot event. I'm going to show you how to lock your home page, either to play a prank on your best friend or to keep your kids from messing up your settings.
This happens from time to time. You know, there's certain applications that can actually reset your homepage, and we get people calling in all the time.
Yeah, a lot of really annoying websites.
It's true. Very true. And today is Thursday. That means it's time for the Screensavers LAN party.
Powered by NVIDIA.
We're giving away one of our LAN party machines, right, Joshua?
We're not just giving away one, we're giving away all 4 of them. Courtesy of...
Woo!
Yes,
I
everybody...
don't get it. You can identify every BMW model made in 30
But
years.
I can't count to 10?
Exactly. Right. Okay.
It's a disease I have. Courtesy of AMD, we're personalizing and giving away one of our Falcon LAN party machines every week for the next 4 weeks. They're packed with AMD 3000 plus processors, 5900 video cards, a gig of RAM, 160 gigs of RAID storage, and a lot more stuff in there. So if you registered for today's LAN party, you've already been entered one time, and later in the show we'll give you a code word to take back to the website and enter a second time, so that'll give you twice as many chances to win. Now with our brand new LAN party machines, which we'll show you next week, we're going to play Battlefield Vietnam again today. So whether you're fighting for the NVA or the United States, make sure you choose your weapons wisely. And here's a tip in Battlefield Vietnam. You've got to work with your teammates, not against them. So don't shoot your teammates. Today in our LAN party, we have Dan Foo Legit to Quit Heward. If everybody remembers the hand sign, that is Foo Legit to Quit.
Foo Legit to Quit.
To quit. Exactly.
To quit.
Thank MC Hammer for that one.
Thank you.
And then, so you've got our Rackspace servers lined up, ready to go. We also have 2 HP engineers here on the show today in the LAN party. So we have Justin and James. We'll see if they're any good. I'm going to sit down and play it back to you guys.
Excellent.
Thank you, sir.
The new machines are awesome. We're going to show those next week.
The old machines.
Well, the old machines are awesome, too. I mean, they got 3,000 plus processors better than my home machine. I'd like to win one of those.
The tech can't. Only you can win the fabulous.
That's right. Let's check out with Sarah. We'll see what news caught our eye today.
Yeah, don't you love MC Hammer? I miss that guy.
Oh, good old Hammer.
You know, if only he didn't
Gotta love those
parachute
spend.
Can't touch this.
Oh, no.
Thanks, Ravon. Okay, listen closely to today's news stories because we want you to go to thescreensavers.com and vote on which one you think is the April Fool's joke. This is a fun contest for everybody. Okay, first one.
Actually, it's not a contest.
No, that's true. It's not a contest. Do not listen to me. It's just a fun game.
Because if it's a contest, it's got to go through legal. There's nothing to win here. This is a fun voting opportunity for you to express your opinion. You can't win nothing. Not a contest. There is
you won't
nothing
win
contested.
a thing except the admiration of your peers.
And the love of the Screensavers.
Yes, and we will just...
Now that we've got that out of the way.
Woo!
Contest is a dangerous word on television. Sorry. Sarah.
Okay, so Bill Gates sends letter to customers saying, we really promise that Windows will have fewer security problems. Really. Gates went on to say that Microsoft will continue spending heavily on security, software quality, and resiliency.
I got that email.
Yeah.
That one's real.
Yeah.
So don't vote for that one.
You can read it up on the website.
Yes.
We're not supposed to tell them that it's real.
Oh, that's right.
We're supposed to do witty commentary and
Sorry about that.
crack jokes.
It's April Fool's. You don't know if he's lying.
The thing, though, in like the first paragraph in the email is basically Bill Gates says there is no patch for human stupidity. So above and beyond that, we'll hopefully someday eliminate most, but not all holes can be eliminated from an operating system.
What's the second story?
Second story. Google's getting into the email business. Woo! They announced a service today called Gmail, which will offer each user a gigabyte of mail storage and feature Google-style searching of all messages completely free. The service is in testing now, but should roll out within the next few weeks.
It's funny, when I heard this one, I was like, yes, because it sounds kind of cool. I would love to have a Google Mail service, you know? It's like, they're the only one, they have solid servers.
Mm-hmm.
You know your mail's not going anywhere.
Yeah, they're like, your mail will be searchable. You'll get it. And this is where it starts getting a little interesting. 1,000 megabytes of free storage. This story's been picked up by like 500
We saw it on
different newspapers,
news.com, all over the
CNN
place.
International. It's everywhere. And a lot of places are saying that it's true. There's a press release, so it's true. But it's going to be like for 1,000 trial users, so
I don't know about that.
We'll wait and see.
You guys aren't supposed to give it away. You're ruining this.
Sorry.
Okay. Third one. File swapping is legal in Canada. Hooray! Canadian judges ruled that music file swapping is indeed legal inside the borders of our northern neighbor. Federal Court Justice Conrad von Finkenstein said that downloading a song for personal use does not, in fact, amount to infringement.
What was that name again?
Conrad von Finkenstein.
I'm thinking that one's fake.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I think if it was fake, you would have heard the Blame Canada music.
Yeah,
from
Blame
South Park.
Canada.
Which is probably playing all day long at the RIA offices. Anyhow, right now, do us a favor, vote for what you might think is an April Fool's joke. Vote if you think they're all true. I'll tell you what, let me recap. Microsoft letter to customers saying eventually we'll probably fix all the holes. Google is going to offer you a gigabyte
of email storage.
Of email storage that's searchable for nothing, or file swapping is legal in Canada. Go to the website. Trust us.
Well, it's a contest. We'll give you a free T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Jeff joins us on the phone, the Tech TV Netcam Network. Hey, Jeff.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
How's it going? Where are you calling from?
North Highlands, California.
All right.
Nice little burg just outside of Sacramento.
Excellent. Cool. I used to live in Redding, California. That's where I was born, but that's a little north of Sacramento.
Hot place.
Yes. Very hot.
How can we help you today?
Well, I've got a problem with my son's computer. I run an 8-port security router, and it's set to send me emails when there are attacks or anomalies, if you will. And I keep getting, on almost a daily basis, notices that my son's computer is participating in a DOS attack against what appears to be a server in Taiwan.
Ooh.
And I don't know what to do about it. I would like to bring this to a stop. I'm certain my son is not involved in this. He's not a computer expert. He uses his PC mostly.
He's a patsy, I swear!
Jeff, your son may be a hacker. It might be time to... No, well, that's probably not the case. Do you have that Netgear router?
Pardon me?
Is it a Netgear router, the one that you have?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I like that router. That's really cool. It's funny because a friend of mine has that, and you go in the options, and you can choose all different types of things. Like if you get someone port scans you, it'll send you an email notification. I like it a little bit better than I do the Linksys variety.
Some interesting software going on
there.
Yeah.
Have you downloaded like Spybot Search and Destroy or Adaware to see whether or not they can scan and see the software that's generating the denial of service attack?
Sure have, Patrick, including WebRoot Spy Sweeper Subscribers Edition, and none of them have found anything.
Did it give you any specific information you might be able to use for a search on Sark.com or one of the other virus websites?
No, nothing I can scare up out of there.
So now, are you getting notices from your ISP saying this is happening, or is this just from the router itself?
Just from the router, outgoing attacks, but they're being blocked.
Right.
Okay. That's interesting. You might want to try upgrading the firmware in the router. I can't think of really...
Well, it sounds like the router's basically blocking it and telling them what's going on, right? And now it's up to you to figure out what...
Sounds like it's a false positive to me, though. I mean,
or it could actually be a piece of software that's continually running and trying to do this DOS attack.
Yeah.
I mean, what's frustrating, right, is people mutate. I mean, if somebody downloads a piece of software, if they download an executable off of a website, if they run the wrong thing, if they click on an attachment, they can download some code that could basically create a fairly invisible piece of software. It's going to live in a nice dark corner of your hard drive. It's not going to show up when you Control-Alt-Delete, look at your tasks or your processes, and it can just sit there and do its bidding. In this case, it's probably it's punching over port 80, Jeff, I'd imagine.
Yes, port 80.
Right. So it's basically it looks like regular HTML traffic. Could be a false positive.
Yeah.
It could be a well-hidden piece of spyware. Either way, not spyware. I'd say it's probably a worm or a Trojan. I'd start trying a couple of the antivirus scans, do a worm scan, and see if you can find any more information out of that router report that might give you something. Maybe if there's a header you can look at or something it generates, you might be able to search on Google or search on some of the antivirus sites to see if you can find whatever it is. Or, and this is always a classic option, you can wipe it, reinstall Windows XP, and start all over again. There you go.
A lot of work there.
Yeah. Jeff, there's other software programs, too. It sounds like you've tried most of them. There's a new one out by McAfee, the anti-spyware, that runs resident memory, and it searches for running processes.
Cool.
And it's pretty cool. I've been playing around with it, and I tried to install some spyware, and it notified me as the spyware was being installed rather than me having to do a scan. They have a free trial on that. I mean, give it a try. You might as well.
It's a good one. Put the link in the show notes?
Yeah, for sure.
Jeff, we've given you all we can. Good luck.
I think it's the sun. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
You don't run a denial, not off your own home system. We're just getting started, folks. That would be a bad hacker. We head back to the Robo Olympics for some more intense robot competition, and after the break, we have one of the gold winners from Robo Olympics, Bouncing Robot Bender, and we're going to meet the whole Bouncing Robot family when the screensavers continue. In September, our first guest, the Bouncing Robot Bender, premiered on the screensaver. Since then, Bender has won the gold medal for Best of Show at Robo Olympics. We want to welcome Bender, his creators, Bob Allen and Ted Larson from the Homebrew Robotics Club. Gentlemen, the camera's going to pan back, and we're going to see, we have an infestation of bouncing robots. They're kind of dark, so you're going to start to notice them moving at the bottom of the screen. Bender's actually the guy that you've got in your right hand over there.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Bender.
Well, Bender kind of came about. Ted and I met, as you said, at the Robotics Club. And he came to me one day, and we kind of met, and he said, well, let's build this robot. And I said, well, let's build a two-wheel balancing robot. And he, being a software guy, just jumped all over it and said, yeah. And so about 15 months later, we got it to work. And then we went ahead and built this guy, which is ISIS, and he's got the gold medal because it looked kind of nice on him. And then 2 weeks ago at Robo Olympics, I made the comment that for this show today, that we would take ISIS Jr., which is a little guy, and hope you can see him, and we would mount a camera on him, and he would follow somebody with a red shirt. Now, I didn't know it at the time. Well, I knew it at the time, but the baby, Ted's baby, came right when I kind of was making that comment.
Congratulations.
And Ted said, wow, how are we going to do this? And so he took his new girl in one hand, keyboard on the other, and got it done last night.
Now, we should point this out. Now, basically, it's pretty wild. All these robots, essentially, they have a gyroscope and the code you wrote, and they're rocking back, and you can see them making little corrections. How are they actually staying? I mean, you call them balancing robots, but it seems too obvious.
Well, basically the way that they balance is they have a gyroscope and a two-axis accelerometer on the top of them, and the gyroscope computes. Well, with software, we read the gyroscope and we compute how fast the robot is falling, and we use a predictive filter to predict in the next time step where the fall will be and deliver a wheel correction in advance.
So basically, if it's going off axis, it corrects itself.
Correct. And what's happened is that we've slowly evolved the software to make it so that it balances better and better and better. So since last year, we've made the software a lot better. And in this case, this guy here, well, he's a little bit temperamental now because you picked him up.
I'm sorry.
But this guy here,
Patrick, don't touch the
this guy here.
He gave you a dirty look, Patrick. He didn't like that.
This is the one that's going to be chasing the red shirt in my hand, by the way. So if I look panicked, it's because there's an angry little robot.
You know what happens to the red shirts on Star Trek, right? They're always the guys that die, right?
Well, okay, fine. Let's get it out of the way. Let's see. Yoshi, we actually tested this in pre-show, so we haven't seen a taser or a laser yet. I say yet. So what's the little guy that's about to attack me?
Okay, this is ISIS Jr., and he has the most advanced software because he's totally autonomous. So he's going to chase your shirt there.
And you wrote the code for this in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There he goes.
He's got it. He tends to get distracted by the studio lights.
The lights are tough on him.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get him going. There you go. Whoop.
He's kind of looking up
got
and
the light.
going, go into the light, not the light.
I'm going to try not to turn my posterior towards the folks at home.
There we go.
It's sometimes we got to block him. He loves the studio lights.
He does. The goal is to get him to look down and get fired up about it. Here we go.
Come on.
Looking down.
Come on.
Come on, buddy. Here, turn this way. Come on.
It really is like working with an angry dog.
It is. It's like he's like a little 3-year-old child when you pick him up. He's just.
I'm going to really upset our line producer. I'm just going to walk in front of the cameras here.
Wow.
Come on.
Let's see.
He followed Yoshi. He wants Yoshi. He wants Yoshi to build him a body.
Hold it up a little higher.
Try a little higher.
Yeah. When he comes around again, he'll see you.
Yeah.
And then the goal is to kind of block his view of the light with your body.
Rises.
So getting your body between him and the light. Yeah, the studio lights are kind of confusing.
People wonder why it took me so long to get married.
Yeah, go
You got
slow.
it. You got it now. Go
Come
slow.
on.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
pretty wild stuff.
Yeah.
How many hours do you have in coding on this?
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
Hundreds of hours. Yeah.
And not only did we do all the code, but we designed all the electronics to do all this and built all the bits and pieces in our shop. Come on.
Do we have the video of the shop? The shop's amazing. You guys actually built your own, like a CNC milling machine, right?
It took a year and a half to build our own CNC machine, and here you can see me. I'm routing out some stuff on the router, and it's really nice because we can take a lot of plastic, we can design it on the computer in the morning and go down and kind of build it in the workshop in the afternoon and have a complete robot in a day. There's a part there that we kind of just a sample part that we cut out, and it's not that you need a fancy machine like that. I mean, when I first started, I was using a handsaw, a drill, screwdriver, to build stuff. Ted still does it, when he's not around. But if you use the plastic, it's really good. It's easy material to work with.
Very cool. Any reason why you went with the metal plates on ISIS?
We had those made up so we can make up a whole bunch of them.
Very cool.
So we could experiment with more of the electronics and get the camera algorithm going. And what we're going to do eventually is we're going to take ISIS here and we're going to go ahead and put the camera in his head. So his head is actually going to be moving around. That's going to be our next trick.
It's going to be a little scary. You guys also have a pretty intense project. These are fun, but this is pretty serious. A firefighter robot.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I should say, more of a fire alarm robot.
Yeah.
Is that actually?
There it is. There.
My understanding, a fire alarm goes off or it detects smoke. It's actually going to go from room to room and wake people up.
Yeah, exactly. You can see it here going down and it's searching one of the rooms. And what it's looking for a candle in the simulated house. And the house has 4 rooms in it, and it's 8 foot square. And the whole object is not to touch any of the walls because you get time penalties. And it's whoever goes and finds and puts out the candle the fastest will win. And frankly, there are robots that done it under a minute.
That's amazing.
So that's really fast. Yeah.
Any plans on the code for these, making it available, open sourcing it, or are you guys going to be selling them, or is it kind of a personal secret?
We're kind of not sure quite yet. The balancing robot thing is kind of.
They're amazing to watch.
Starting to become more popular in the clubs. We originally got our idea for some of the balancing robot things by seeing another balancing robot that was built by a guy in Texas. And we had seen a video of it. This guy, Dave Anderson, had built this robot called Nbot, and it balanced really well. And we were really inspired from having seen his balance, and realized, hey, gee, we could probably do that. That couldn't be that hard, but it was really hard. Yeah. And so, but now we've noticed that in the clubs, more and more excitement about robots that balance and don't fall over for both being on wheels as well as legged robots. You've seen some of the humanoids that you've shown on the show, and the bipeds. You want to be able to have balancing technology in them so that they can't be knocked over or they don't fall over.
Guys, I don't know. We've been having fun all afternoon with these. I want to thank you so much for bringing these in.
Thanks for having us back.
This is very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, go to thescreensavers.com. We've got a ton of extra video of these robots plus bonus videos of what we're going to show you the next time these guys come back to the Screensavers. Great stuff, guys.
Thanks. Thank you, Patrick.
Ladies and gentlemen, now to come, we're going to take a look at the soccer and the handball competitions of this year's Robo Olympics. And up next, we're going to tell Ben how he can access his buddy's computer remotely the old school way when the screensavers continue.
He's learning.
He's learning.
Dan, you didn't see him?
The balancing?
Yeah, he's getting good.
Where's the red
Balancing
shirt?
like a robot. Or dancing, whichever.
What we need is some code. Ben joins us on the phone from Sterling, Ontario. Can we get an upgrade, a patch?
For Dan? Hey, Ben.
Hey guys, how's it going?
How's it going?
All right.
How are you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah?
I got a
Cold there?
cold though, so.
Oh, you got a cold?
Yeah.
Have you tried any zinc?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I heard zinc can help
Echinacea
out
is like
with that.
before the cold,
Yeah,
not during the cold.
Well, you're supposed to take zinc the second. Anyway, what can we help you out with today?
I was wondering how I could connect two computers with two modems over the phone line.
Ooh. Over the phone line.
Yeah.
This is the way it was done. This is long before the internet. This is basically you either dialed up into somebody else's computer or you dialed up to a bulletin board.
Right.
And what software did you use for that?
I can't remember the name of the clients I were using. Do you remember the names of the? I used Q modem back then.
Q modem's a good one.
Q modem Pro. Those were old terminal applications. Why do you want to go across on a phone line? Why not an Ethernet cable?
Because I'm way out in the middle of nowhere and I don't have DSL or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to get files from my friend's computer because he's got DSL. So I was wondering if I could download it from him faster than actually over the internet.
I see.
How far away is your friend?
He's just in town. That's 10 kilometers.
Will the files fit on a CDR?
Yeah. But the problem is I don't want to go to his house, though. I'm pretty lazy.
Yeah.
Okay, that I can respect, actually. Okay, one, build yourself a giant high-powered Wi-Fi network going from his house to your house for two reasons. One, to transfer files, and two, so you can snake his DSL access.
There you go.
That's idea one. Two, I wonder, are you running XP or 98, Ben?
XP.
I don't even remember. Is Hyperterminal? Hyperterminal is still.
Yes, it is.
Do you know about Hayes modem commands?
No.
Are you ready to take a trip to the 70s with us, Ben? Because what you're going to, if you could use, there's a couple different pieces of software that are much more sophisticated. But if you want, you can go old school. You can run Hyperterminal on your system and basically dial into his computer's modem. His modem will pick it up, and then you'll use Hayes commands to transfer the files back and forth. It'll make you really just thank your lucky stars. It's not 1988 anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain to do it that way. Nobody really goes back to that method nowadays. You said Wi-Fi. Can it really go that far, though? With
a powerful enough antenna,
right.
Sure. You might fry some birds in between your house and his house, but that's a joke. No, I would almost say if you want to have some real fun, build yourself a Wi-Fi network and take advantage of his high-speed access.
Or just do it over the net, like you said. It's not going to be that much faster if you have that dedicated line.
No, matter of fact, I'll guarantee dollars to donuts. This is going to be about 1/10 of the speed you're going to do it over any kind of a network connection. Good luck, Ben.
Thanks for the call, Ben.
Good luck with the cold.
Yes. Zinc, for sure.
Zinc.
And today is Thursday. That means it's time to reveal the code word for your second entry in our LAN party machine giveaway. Joshua, the code word, please.
Ready. Today's code word is gamepads. So everybody take that code word, go to techtv.com/LANparty and enter that code for your second chance to win one of our Falcon machines. You'll have until 3 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Time to win Machine 1, and we'll announce the winner next Thursday. Now back to our Battlefield Vietnam LAN party. Let's see how our players are doing. Dan, foo legit to quit.
Yeah.
How is the game going?
The game's going great. I love this game, actually.
You do?
It's loads of fun.
Why?
Well, I like
Putting you on the spot.
I like a little more modern warfare.
Okay.
I don't like all the old guns, muskets, and things of that nature. Muskets, I don't know.
What game are you playing?
You had to reload a musket.
I know.
Reload!
Stone Age 1942. That's what I'm playing.
Yeah.
With a musket
Good luck, Dan.
option.
Thank you. Good luck. Next down the line, Justin is an engineer from HP, and you guys are here playing in our LAN party today.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Good.
Do you like this game?
Yes, I really like this game also.
You said that you're also playing Far Cry, though. That's the big one.
Yeah. Far Cry is amazing.
Kevin, you said you were playing that,
I
right?
love Far Cry. Far Cry is a great game. We have to get that on for the LAN party.
Well, do they have a multiplayer version yet? They don't have one yet, though, do
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's multiplayer.
Yeah, they have multiplayer online, and that's okay, but not sort of like the Counter-Strike type multiplayer.
And that's what you want.
That's what we're waiting for.
That's what you're waiting for.
Yeah.
Cool. What do you think, James?
I think Far Cry is going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
The AI of Far Cry is just absolutely something new we've never seen before. And just playing the demo game when we got it out, we just thought, hey, we got to get the full version. We got the full version, and it's a sick
Well,
game.
I have requested that we get Far Cry in so we can play it. So we will give it a shot probably in another couple weeks, and we'll play it. So I'm going to get back into the game. Back to you guys.
I still want to play that game where you have to reload the musket.
Yeah.
That would be cool if you had to hit the keys to reload the musket faster.
That must be the Alamo mod for Quake.
That would be awesome.
We don't have that
Then the
one yet,
Gettysburg
but
mod.
it's coming. Up and coming.
That sounds like a great game, actually.
Gettysburg?
Yeah.
The Alamo mod.
Well, either one.
Both.
Anything with the musket would be fun.
Oh boy.
Now here's Sarah with a quick tip.
What's a musket? Never mind, I know what it is. Totally into the LAN party. Okay, cookies from websites have their advantages and disadvantages, of course. We all know this. So you should be in complete control of whether you want them or not at any given time. From Internet Explorer, go into your Tools menu, go down to Internet Options, click on the Privacy tab, then hit the Advanced button. At this point, you've got an option now to override automatic cookie handling and put the power back into your hands, where it should be. Now, don't go anywhere. Leo's got a tip to help you hide your email addresses on the web. And after the break, we'll see the most impressive robots yet in the competition at Robo Olympics, along with what's in store for next year's competition when the screensavers continue.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Patrick Norton. Coming up in this half hour, Sarah's going to help you lock down your home page. Leo joins us with a tip to help you hide your email address on the web. And just 2 weeks ago, right now though, but just 2 weeks ago, the most diverse robot competition ever took place right here in San Francisco. Dan Arfu Heward has already showed us a bunch of the sumo and fighting robots. There was a lot more. Well, you're just watch the video. Dan's going to show you a ton of robot competition.
Now tell me a little about your robot. Now it's a wrestling robot, correct?
ロボットに関してちょっと説明してほしいんですけど、これはロボワンレスリングという This is a robot for Robo One wrestling competition in Japan.
Do you have a special type of proprietary type of processor in there?
It's a 32-bit 50 megahertz special processor.
It's time now for Robo Soccer, and with me is Do-un, the two-time world champion of Robo Soccer. Also with him is Kim, his interpreter.
This whole system is consisted of 3 modules. One is robot, and one is vision system, and one is the strategist system.
The soccer robots are wirelessly controlled by computer in true autonomous robotic competition.
Okay, I'm here with Kazu.
Yep.
You just won the biped race
Yes,
for the
this
robots. What are these components?
Okay, this is a servo motor, usually used for radio controlled car.
Are you controlling it from a PC or
Yes, from the PC.
from a PC? Really? Like just regular off of Windows or?
Yes, that's a Windows, not the Linux.
This is incredible. Here with me now is the president of the Robotics Society of America and the master organizer of Robo Olympics, David Calkins. David, how you were saying you didn't really get to see a lot of the events.
To organize an event is to be an overglorified water boy. You just run from point to point and like, oh my God, what's wrong?
Well, how many robots actually showed up for Robo Olympics?
We had 414 robots from 11 countries, about 547 engineers in 163 teams.
And a lot of caffeine floating around.
And a lot of caffeine.
How many events overall were there?
We'd scheduled 34, but we didn't have enough for 3 of those events, so we ended up with 31.
Oh, so that's pretty good.
That's good.
31 out of 34 events for the first time you're holding this. What was the most exciting one for you? I mean, it's amazing. The Robo Soccer, it's amazing how fast
Robo Soccer is really fast. Like this. You've got Robo 1, which is these androids that, they're just brand new to the whole world. They've really not existed for more than about a year and a half. You're going to see these guys go from this tall to this tall in about 3 years.
And then they become mechs, and then the world gets scary, and the Terminator thing happens.
Well, as you saw earlier with Bender and the other robots, getting a robot to work all the time, most people can't even get windows to stay open all the time.
I can't get my truck running most of the time. So, it sounds like it was a success.
It was a very big success. It was a full house. We had a lot of people. A lot of robots, a lot of different competitions. We had both combat robots, but a lot of autonomous robots, where the robots were thinking for themselves, like Robot Soccer.
It's an amazing thing. One of the things we've heard from a lot of people this week is, is American robot enthusiasts are like, we're kind of behind Japan. Japan's making, PEDs. 4-year-olds are making PEDs better than. Do you notice? I mean, a lot of the people we had being translated there from overseas. Is there an American groundswell? Are people going to start making robots?
Yeah, that was one of the major goals of Robo Olympics was cross-pollination. So you had the guys who are robot combat guys from BattleBots. And homebrew guys, such as Bob and Ted, and we wanted to expose them to everything else, and vice versa. We wanted to see the Japanese guys see, American robots and things like that.
What's your biggest goals for the next year's Robo Olympics?
We want 1,000 robots, probably about 50 different competitions.
It's a lot of batteries.
A lot of batteries.
David, excellent stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by, and thank you for Robo Olympics. Ladies and gentlemen, stay where you are. Sarah's going to show you a quick way to help you lock your homepage down. And we got more live call action coming up. Stay tuned. Let's check in with the fine folks over at Tech Live to see what's coming up tonight.
News anchor Chris Leary. Hey, Chris.
Matter of fact, it is. Hey, guys, how are you?
Good.
I got some news for you. Cameras, they're everywhere. As a matter of fact, there's one pointing at me right now.
No.
Yes. They're actually making their way into the courts as well. Tennis courts, that is. The pros are using digital video to get an edge on the competition. Tonight on Tech Live, that's our show. Find out how courtside cameras are helping players improve their game. Is it cheating? I don't know. Who cares? It's coming up right after the screensavers. If you guys don't mind, all right? It's after your show. It's a great show. We love it.
Chris, we love you.
Thanks, Chris.
It's coming up on Tech Live right after this show. Hopefully Chris will still be there on Tech Live after this show. So, do we have time for an email?
Time for an email.
I have a large amount of fairly important favorites, and this isn't the G block, folks. It's not the end of the show. This is an early email. I have a large amount of fairly important favorites, and I have to reformat my disk. How can I save these to a floppy or CD? File backing up.
Yes.
So, okay, I've got like 3 instances in the last month where I've got a buddy who runs Linux,
right?
Died hard drive. Buddy who runs Mac OS 10, hard drive died. Third, actually, one of my other notebooks, hard drive died in the notebook.
I've gone through like 3 or 4 hard drives myself in my notebooks. They die from time to time.
They do. There's a couple different ways you can actually do backing up your software. Now, if you want to do it officially and on a weekly or daily or nightly or hourly basis, use something like Dance Retrospect, which is a great piece of software.
Love Retrospect.
It's a really good one, and we should say that Karen is emailing from Traverse City. Hi, Karen. But Dance Retrospect allows you to automate pretty much any group of files, set of files, to only update or back them up if there's changes.
Yes, incremental backups. That's what's so cool about it, because you don't have to spend the time. Normally it takes hours to back up, several gigabytes of data, but in this case it just looks for files that have changed. So if you went into a Word document, you added a few words, it's smart enough to know, skip all the other documents you haven't changed, but just take the one that you made some changes to and back that one up.
But the cool thing.
We love that.
Now, if you just want to get some stuff backed up, you can drag it to an external hard drive. You can use, I don't know.
Thumb drives?
Thumb drives. Insert name of favorite CDR or DVD burning software. You can basically create a data disk and just burn those files directly to a disk. In some ways, it's a great short-term storage. We're a little uptight about CDR as a long-term storage. If you want to be able to use them in a couple, 5, 10 years, some of them don't seem to be holding up so well. In theory, there's a type of media called archival media for CDRs. You can look for an archival brand. I'm still waiting for someone at some giant media company to verify that, yes, there is archival media.
They actually last longer than
they guarantee that they'll last longer.
One thing also I always want to recommend is that people don't realize this all the time is that iPods can also be used as external hard drives. People just see iPods and think, oh, it's just a music player. But if you're looking for a hard drive, an external hard drive, and you want it to be around 10 or less gigs or 20 gigs or whatever, you can always buy one of those and use it for both.
But it makes me nervous, right? If you have like your precious memories, your photos, your tax forms on your hip, and you get mugged, or if you drop it, or if you kick it down a stairwell, or any of a number of horrible things we've seen happen to iPods.
You're a little more rough on your gear than I am.
Actually, no, I've done none of these things. Every iPod I've had is still running, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
You've never even had an iPod.
Actually, I've owned 2.
Oh, you have?
Thank you very much.
I didn't know that. Well, why can you never bring them in?
Because they disappear.
Oh, okay.
We won't talk about that. But here's the thing, though. Any type of portable media, great thing to do is take the stuff, back it up to, I wouldn't bother with a floppy anymore. I'd do it to CDR, to a hard drive. If you can, have to, and store an extra one at somebody else's house in case something awful happens.
And if you have floppies, now's a good time to get that data off of them, because you never know what can happen with the floppy disks.
They get old. Kids stick them to the refrigerator with a magnet. Speaking of which, now here's Leo, our Uncle Leo, with a great tip he wants to share with all of you.
Time for an important privacy tip for you webmasters. The other day I showed you how to put a mail to link in your web page so your viewers could just click the link and send you an email. There's one problem with that. As you can see, your email address is visible in the page. Spammers can find it, send you spam. We want to obfuscate the email address so that they can't see it. Let's replace this standard HTML mail to link with a little bit of JavaScript. It's going to have exactly the same functionality. All it's going to do is use some JavaScript to create the same text. You'll see here we'll use as the link Leo Laporte. The email will be the first part of the email address, the email host variable, the second part of the address, and then we'll use document write to stitch it all together with the @ sign. No bot's ever going to know that that's an email address, but to the user it looks exactly the same. Use JavaScript to fool spammers. Now that's something I can really get behind. Back to you guys.
It's time for back-to-back tips. Then we have Sarah with a quick tip.
That's right. It's time for our Photoshop challenge again. It's so fun. This time you can make a horrible picture of yours truly much, much worse. To enter the challenge, go to the show notes at thescreensavers.com. And keep in mind, this contest doesn't require Photoshop. Any image editor will do. There's the picture. I look real dorky. I just imagine what you can do with that finger. Photoshop challenge ends Monday, April 26th, so get started. But up next, tired of fighting to save your homepage time after time? Me too. My Windows tweak locks it down solid when the screensavers continue. That's the page I like.
Be sure to catch tomorrow's show, behind the scenes of the DARPA Grand Challenge, the race, the flames, the agony, plus tips to building a robot out of spare household appliance parts, plus see who finished their robot kit and who didn't. It's all coming up on tomorrow's blind blended edition of the Screensavers.
Now, should I read this?
It's Tiggy Tatter time with a
Tatter Cake Baby. Sarah wrote that in there for...
We can split the whooping.
I can't believe you read that. It was supposed to be something to trip you up. You read it.
It's Tiggy Tatter time with a Tattered Cake Baby. Say that 5 times fast.
That's funny.
Some people in the audience clapping.
They're like,
that's cool, Kevin. Yeah.
Inside joke. Okay, today's tweak can be used for good or for evil. It all depends on your character. I'm not going to get involved in that. I'm just going to show you a simple registry edit that will lock your preferred homepage in place so nobody else can change it. Comes in very handy. So I've got SarahLane.com as my homepage. Let's just say for whatever reason I absolutely can't handle it if that ever gets changed. Maybe I'm sharing the computer with other users. I'm just going to open my registry editor. I'm going to go to a very similar string where I showed you a couple weeks ago when we locked down internet history so you couldn't erase that. The string is in my article. I'm not going to say the whole thing here, but basically what you want to do inside the control panel key folder is create a new D-word value called homepage. So you just right-click, new, D-word value, and at that point you would just name it homepage. Now, by default, it has a value of 0. That's just the way it works. What we want to do is enable it by changing the value to 1. To do that, I just right-click, hit modify, and put 1 in as my value data. At that point, I don't even need to close my registry editor. I can just go to Tools, Internet Options, and as you can see in my homepage area, the whole thing is now grayed out. You can't change it. That's all you have to do. Now, of course, there might be a time when you say, I really do want to change this again. All you have to do is go back into the registry editor and give that value a 0. So this is good for anybody who has to share a computer, moms, dads, brothers and sisters, fighting over setting. It's also very funny to set, For example, the other day, Kevin walked away from his laptop, and I said it as cat of the day, and it was just really funny. He was like, what? Who did this? Who did this? So, so, I like to play little tricks like that. It's juvenile, yes, but whatever. So anyway, all you have to do is go to my Windows Tweak article at thescreensavers.com, and you can get the tricks for yourself. For those of you who have XP Pro, there's a way to get around this in the group policy editor, but, obviously, if you have computer-savvy kids, friends, neighbors sharing the computer, they've also seen my tweak, so they can probably just go into the registry editor and 0101. Anyway, now you have the power. Do it yourself. Speaking of good and evil, back to you guys. Who's good? Who's evil?
All right.
I just saw the whole Potter face figgy fly. So there we are, folks. Next up, we'll check our inbox to see what's on your mind. And thank you, Sarah. That was so scary.
Yes. When the screensavers continues.
See the show in person. If you're going to be in the San Francisco Bay Area and you'd like to join the Screensavers live on the set, go to www.techtv.com/ticketline for information and to request tickets. Go there so we can see you here.
Let's take a look at the high scores from each round of our LAN party, powered by NVIDIA. Congratulations to the high scores. And remember, you have until 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to enter for today's code word for our LAN Party Machine giveaway. I want to thank Justin and James from HP, and if you didn't get a chance to play this week, go to our website right now and register for next Thursday, because we're going to be doing it again.
More gaming.
More LAN Party.
Yeah. It's that time. Sarah, an email perhaps?
I have lots of emails. First one from Nervous Teapot. I'm new to PC gaming, and the game I want, which is City of Heroes, needs an NVIDIA 2 card. I have an NVIDIA FX 5200. Am I okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm. You're NVIDIA 2 here, FX here.
Yeah.
Good.
You're okay.
Yeah. That's an older graphics card. Yours is faster. That's better.
All right. This one is from, I don't know his name, but he's from Wallingford, Connecticut. Is it possible to combine two 802.11g cards to get 104 megabits per second?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Well, yeah, but why?
Just get a little bit faster. You have drag and drop in the ISO images or videos and things like that.
Right. If you're moving huge files around, it might make sense.
I saw something like that, actually. It was like a shotgun type thing where you put two together and...
Right, because you can combine like multiple Ethernet cards, or you can just get one giant gigabit Ethernet card. Sounds like an experiment.
Yeah, it sounds like we should do something like that. Let's plan a segment around that one.
We will investigate for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jake Jackus wants to know, is it true that LCD screens can leave a ghost trail when you're gaming?
Mm-hmm. Older, cheaper, today's cheap LCD screens and a lot of older LCD screens have what they call motion artifacts or ripping and tearing of the screen, which is that ghosted image you're talking about. The new ones, if you buy a new, nice LCD flat panel, you shouldn't have that. However, you should always try to play a game or see a movie on a new LCD panel before you buy it, especially if you're going for sort of a cut rate, never heard of it brand.
Yeah, we use all the LCDs in our LAN party, and we like them. There's no problems. Yeah. We haven't really run into any issues.
The NECs we had in were great. We've got some, are they Samsungs now? New ones, those are pretty solid. The older they are, the more likely you are to want to stay with that regular old glass CRT that you have.
You have another quick one for us?
Yeah. Don't know his name either, or hers. I have a new interest. It's modding video games, mainly PC games. Do you guys have a good website I can get started?
We'll look for some links and try to find them in the show notes, but you should stay tuned. Mod Week's coming up in a few weeks, and we're going to try to get some major game modders in to talk to us, how they learned, how you can learn, and how they make these incredible add-ons for your favorite games.
Yep.
That would be good.
Yep. That's it for this edition of the Screensavers. I'm Kevin Rose.
And I'm Patrick Norton. Thank you for joining us. We want to thank our guests, Bob Allen, Ted Larson, and David Calkins. And you know what? Go out and pet a robot.
Yes. Have a good night.